Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, viewers. This is our program Golden Ring, and today again our host Dr. Raghib is not well, not feeling well, so he is not here. I have to do the job for him. Today we also, again, as usual, we have our guest, our very senior ambassador, former ambassador, Mr. Nadeer Hussain Saab. And sir, welcome to you.
बहुत शुक्रिया.
Sir. And today's topic, what we are going to discuss, as you know, we are in this program we talk more on the geopolitical or political economical issues, which are basically the current issues which are vis-a-vis Pakistan and Central Asia. So today's our topic is on the energy issue, the alternate energy sources for Pakistan and alternate energy routes for Pakistan. This is in today's scenario, it has become very, very critical for not only for Pakistan, for whole of the world. We know that our most of organic energy sources are from Gulf. We get almost 80% from UAE, our oil, then some gas from Qatar, and then we also get oil from Saudi Arabia. So what is happening now that due to this war of US and Iran, first the Hormuz was closed, Strait of Hormuz, so we had disruptions, oil supply disruptions from there. Second, we recently now Bab al-Mandab is also a problem, and Red Sea area is problem, which means the 20% oil which was coming from Saudi will also is also facing problems. They are letting our ships go, but not the same frequency as it used to be. That's why we are facing high prices in Pakistan of the oil and gas both. Now we have been saying for quite a long time that Pakistan should develop or must have developed alternate energy sources and alternate routes for delivery to Pakistan. We have to understand this in the whole scenario of the region. We have something which is Abraham Accord. So US and Israel are pushing on all the Gulf states to sign it. And obviously we have a big problem with Israel, so we cannot sign it. So we are going to face more problems in the terms of energy supply from the Gulf area, Middle East area. Now in this program today we will try to discuss this issue and the policy matters required for dealing with this issue in a way that how can we develop our alternate sources from our neighboring Central Asia, which is energy rich, Russia and Iran for that matter. So these things we have to discuss, and we will be discussing. We will be make some recommendation as usual for the government of Pakistan on what policy issues, independent policy issues, policy you can say guidelines we should be preparing, because we have to see our own national interest. We don't have to look for somebody else's interest. So today's program, I'll start with Ambassador. Sir, once again, welcome to you. My first question is that as you know, the present scenario, you have Bab al-Mandab, you have Strait of Hormuz and Red Sea, all is choked. What do you think that it never happened before? So nobody knew this is a choke point. We knew it was a choke point, but generally it was not considered. Now, what is your opinion, or how do you think these choke points to further choke the world economy if things go very bad? So where do we stand? Because obviously world is also going to suffer for this, but we are concerned here with Pakistan, that how Pakistan is going to suffer, and how we will. What is your opinion on this issue?
Gee, shall we switch to English language,
yes,
or we
because we have
or we keep it
sir, our international
bilingual?
Yeah, international audience are also
of
there.
course. In my opinion, in my analysis, it's not an easy time, and it is not an easy issue. Number one. Number two, at the same time, it is not that tedious either, by the way. What is important is to analyze, may not be too deeply, but start where it is easy, easy steps to start with. The Iran-America-Israel war, Ukraine-Russian war for the last 4 years has really impacted the region and Pakistan as well. And what the Golden Ring Forum wants to do, it has also impacted. It has also been impacted. Each time we come back to this subject, we try to find a way forward. But again, we have to come back simply because
something new has happened.
Simply because
something new has happened.
Simply because there are a lot of things which cannot be controlled, which cannot be managed by one actor. But we are now the leading forum to promote this one. I personally feel start with the easy ones, and start from your neighborhood, your near abroad neighborhood. I can see Afghanistan is the neighborhood, a difficult one, but that's not again part of the, at least for the moment, is not part of the Golden Ring Economic Forum. Iran is highly disturbed, but there is an opportunity also. You see, an opportunity is that while Americans are having maritime blockade of Iran, Pakistan has offered certain routes. I think they have to be stabilized. They have to be further strengthened. There is always an opportunity in adversity. So there is an adversity and there is an opportunity. Let's focus on those 6 routes in our common language in Pakistan we call routes. Stabilize them, reinforce them, make them functional, so that when the blockade is removed, the things go to normal. This arrangement doesn't become redundant. That's very important. Number 2, I'm focusing on Iran. Then there are, apart from historical, cultural, and civilizational links, let's focus on material benefits.
Here, if you permit, I will interject here. One question we can put it this way: we have done a lot for the U.S. during this war, in form of getting them on the table with that for signing MOU. We have done it for Iran also, for both sides, you can say. In Saudi Arabia, we have done for everybody, our diplomacy. But we have not been able to, or we have not asked for any benefits against what the services we have provided, and we could have asked the US to relieve sanctions, or to permit a gas pipeline thing, or to permit our importing oil from Russia. So this is also what you were saying. I think it is.
Let me share EU experience. I've been posted in Holland, and when you drive in Holland, it's a small country.
Yeah.
If you lose your way, you end up in Brussels.
Yes.
I tell you.
Yes, I know.
You lose your way,
and
you end up in another country.
Yes.
So it is to be made easy. You see, let's not expect that the oil pipeline or gas pipeline or something else will happen overnight.
No, obviously.
What is important is, I'm focusing Iran. we have to start at the easy place.
Easy place. That's
And,
true.
and now you should have X number of exits and entry points into Iran. X number of points. They should be made as easy, as comfortable, as user friendly as possible. Don't shy away because there is a situation of terrorism or there is a security situation for that
can be
matter.
handled. That can be
So
handled.
don't get disappointed and disheartened by
Okay.
this one.
Or
This has
distracted.
to happen.
Or distracted.
This has to happen. We are not in a laboratory environment where temperature is controlled, humidity is controlled, everything is controlled. This is an open competition.
Yes.
So what is important is to, number one, concentrate on it, build your own capacity, and also build what they call it peer capacity also. Peer means the other side.
Other side.
So it is a peer capacity building that should also be done. So multiple entry and exit points, reinforcement of the routes which we have opened, and then coming down to banking arrangements. Petrodollar is on the way out. It may take another 10 years, but it is already softened and it is manageable now. Number
Saudi is
one.
also
Number two.
using RMB.
Exactly. How to do it? It is the job of the technical people, the financial experts. But you and I are discussing from the global perspective, international perspective. For example, yuan is now number 2 currency in the world, if not number 1 yet. So in this country, there is hardly one bank, I think,
Yes. only
which is dealing with yuan. What stops our country, our people, the finance ministry, the commerce ministry, and other institutions to
State Bank.
allow yuan and in Iran? I have, by the way, a request from Iran that would any Pakistani bank like to be associated with the corresponding bank in Iran? I think you also have a request on this one. So the issue is again open multiple channels, make multiple arrangements.
Here, the question which I've asked you, that concessions we should have been asking from the US, because there are
Yes.
sanctions on banking and trade and everything. So there, this diplomacy, the strategic economic diplomacy which we call, that comes in. So what do you think that what all we should be asking?
So let me come. I'm coming to that one, but this is the basic one, and what we haven't so far mentioned and discussed, and has not taken into account the businessman,
Yes.
the industrialist,
The stakeholder.
the industrialist. Do they know what Iran is? Do they know what are the opportunities? Do they know the Iranian banking procedures? Do they know Iranian custom laws and health laws and and so many others? Do Iranian businessmen know? No. My humble suggestion would be, as you mentioned last night, I'm also the president of the Pakistan-China Chamber. My practical experience is not many businessmen know what and how China operates. The same is true with Iran also.
I agree.
Not many
That I agree.
businessmen
Agree, yeah.
in this country know how Iran operates.
One thing is, I will again say that
What the important is,
there are lot many people, or maybe most of the people, they do not know that Pakistan already has for quite some time Pakistan-Iran joint finance company, which is which was specially
Exactly.
established for this trade and all this thing in rupee and real.
and
all
number
this
two, let me proceed. And number two, there has to be, you have to create an environment in the society.
Yes.
So public education again is very important. With due respects to institutions and with due respects to our decision makers, we do not invest a penny on public education. We don't invest a penny on public relations. It's not lobbying. Lobbying in this country, lobbying has become a negative
Yeah, it is a
word.
negative, yeah.
Whereas
Although in-
lobbying, public relationing, public education, they are very important.
Very important.
So once the people of Iran, the people of Pakistan feel comfortable dealing with each other, the business community feels comfortable dealing with each other, institutions deal with each other comfortably,
Yes, yes.
and not only that we focus on ease of business, but we also focus on dealing with each other, the
Yes,
level of trust.
P2P, B2B,
B2B,
and then G2G.
government to government,
Yeah.
G2G,
Yes, the
B2B,
three, yeah, three, all three.
and then also make it P2P,
Yeah, that's what
people
I'm
to
saying.
people,
The first is people,
the
if you don't
people
have-
P2P.
if you have G2G
You know,
and you don't have
once,
P2P, then nothing.
once you do all this, and now this cannot be done and must not be done only by the Ministry of Commerce, or must not be done by only the chambers. The universities have to get involved. You
That
see?
comes into the P2P part, yes.
Exactly. The universities have to get involved. Private sector get to involve. You and I have to get involved.
Media.
I don't think I've been to Iran for the last 10 years.
Media
You
has
see,
to get involved, yes.
I don't think there are many people who are comfortable going to Iran. Then there is a question of, say, will PIA operate to Tehran?
They
Or
used
will
to-
Blue
It used to
Airline
be-
will
yeah,
go to
yeah,
Tehran?
They used to operate from
They used to,
Mashhad and
but that's the past.
Yeah.
The question is now, why I'm comparing with EU. In EU, what happens is, there is a, say, Dutch Prime Minister, he has to talk to XYZ in Germany, they will pick up the aircraft and go away, spend half day with them, have lunch and come back. And this is the kind of thing has already started with Iran. You have seen for the last 6 months,
Yes.
there have been a number of visits
Yes,
from there and here. Let's not be too formal. I tell you, I have put in 35 years in diplomacy. What is important is if you and I are comfortable with each other, give each other space, give each other an opportunity. So these two nations will have to reorient themselves. What's
Yeah,
important?
Yeah, you are right. But obviously, as you said, there is a third party and more other actors,
Exactly.
which are non-state, or you can say, or anti, and those who do not want the two countries to come closer. Our enemies, and it's not a secret. Everybody knows that who in the Gulf.
May I add one more thing, with your permission?
Sir,
Media.
media. Yes, you have to have media.
How many programs do we do on opportunities in Iran, the challenges in Iran,
or they do. Yes.
the cultural background in Iran?
Yes.
I'm sure if you scratch your skin, under the skin you will find a lot of people from Central Asia and West Asia for that matter.
Yes.
So you have not only historical linkages, you have ancestral languages. They have to be revived. And number two, we are sitting in Lahore. Lahore is the center of gravity, and so is Tehran. So is Tehran. There is a center of gravity.
We're coming back to that main side. We have the little bit drifted from there. The actual thing when we're talking about energy things, we have not been able to, I will say, convert or direct our relationship with Iran on this topic very, you can say, broadly. We discussed.
Yes.
We went there. We signed a gas pipeline thing, which is now still in limbo. We have not signed any oil pipeline deal with them. Oil is also coming, so that is also. So there is a source, as you said, very close, next door. Yeah. So that is one thing. Then there is a source in Central Asia. Not is a source, are sources in Central Asia, in Russia. So this whole area, and we have to develop. I think that's where I will request your opinion. We have to develop some policy framework. I will say geostrategic, or you can say political economic, or economic politics, or whatever you can call it, geopolitical. Economic comes in any way. That how can we provide the Central Asian or the other people that we can be of some benefit to them in the energy sector. One thing is you want to import from there. Yes, you have CASA 1000, you want to hydroelectric power and all that. But since they are small economies, small countries, they are self-sufficient. So whether you buy, so we have to convince them, and that is where the diplomacy comes in. That yes, we can sell your oil or sell your gas or electricity or somewhere. But we have to, we have to make ourselves as what I can say, we are a pivot for this whole region, pivot state. So we have to make the energy pivot, or so you can say as a hub or something for the export of energy from all these areas to outside the world. So these are the things where we need our diplomacy to work, and we have to find ways. So
let me give it a try.
Okay.
See, there are economic sanctions.
So that is what I was saying. Our question was that why cannot we ask them to release? So we have to go. We have been asked to take a break. So after the break, we will start from the same place where we are starting. Thank you. Thank you. Once again, we are back. So coming back to the same question, as you were saying, it's economic sanctions. So that's what I was saying. That I was saying that after having done all this diplomacy with US and Iran, we should have been asking them for relaxations or something which could have been converted into our economic benefits for Pakistan. No, you have sanctions on Iran, we can't. You have sanctions on Russia, you can't deal with them. And I tell you very frankly that tomorrow, if you go and start talking to the Central Asian states, you may find sanctions, indirect or direct sanctions coming on there. So actually, I tell you, I've been to Iran several times last year. I was also there. We were discussing different things. What they say? They say, yes, we are under sanction, but you are not. You have put your sanctions on your own, because Pakistan is not sanctioned. So you can do your part also. So this is something which I think diplomacy, our foreign policy doctrine, you can say, need some changes. Obviously, once you change that thing, then you establish the links, and then your commerce goes in, then your everything else, banking goes in, all that. So this is for one thing is Iran, which is very clear. Okay, this is the second thing is Russia and the Central Asia. They also are a big energy rich resources. So that is what I was thinking, that if we can propose or we can suggest something, if you think what in our diplomacy, how we can handle this thing.
You see, the word diplomacy, let me put this way. Pakistan, by design or by some other reason, is focused on classical, traditional diplomacy.
Not
which we inherited from the British, colonial era. We've been associated with CETO, CENTO, XYZ, but the time has come even to look afresh on it. The other day I was talking to the Foreign Secretary. I said, look, ma'am, can't you change the name of the university, the Ministry of Trade and International Relations? Can't we combine the commerce and trade and foreign policy together? Canada does, Australia does.
We used to have previously.
And there are a few other countries also.
Russia has.
So what is important is, again, to not only go for geoeconomics. Geoeconomics, not many people understand what's the definition of geoeconomics. Let's simply use.
I call it politics of economics.
Well, as simple. Let's not go into too much in depth. Very simple is employ diplomacy for the promotion of trade and economic cooperation. It is the application of diplomatic tools, diplomatic ways, diplomatic means, diplomatic avenues for the promotion of economics and trade cooperation between the countries. As simple as that.
Like
at the moment.
Like they say that
At the
diplomacy is
moment.
you are using or selling your geography for the economic benefit of your country.
Agreed. Now the question, now we come to Central Asia, including Iran and beyond.
Beyond.
The question is, all these countries are already 100% on board with Pakistan on the utility of connectivity,
Yes.
on the utility of enhanced trade cooperation, in the utility of exchange of delegations,
Students even.
trade
Students and
delegation, this and that. So let's not make it too formal. For example, if a trade delegation from here goes to Kyrgyzstan, it goes for a week or something like this one. That's not enough time. Make it informal, make it repetitive, make it convenient for them to come over. I will say remove the visa restrictions at all. If at all you want to have an entry, you could have at the border, for that matter. And if there is no arrangement at the border, respectable arrangements at the border for their entry, again there is a problem for that matter. So it is a whole lot of areas where you have to look into and then see what you can easily export, what they can easily export.
We have been dealing, TAPI, that line, CASA 1000, the transmission line, and you can have more or other things. And
let me finish. There is something called preferential
treatment,
economic treatment.
Yeah.
This is a preferential thing. Like, for example, Pakistan has for the EU, plus status. Now, this can be done with Iran. This can be done with Central Asia. I'm sure there is something, but not enough for that matter. Again, coming to this one, it has to be focused, and not only for a short period, 1 month, 3 months. It has to for the longer period.
What you are saying that we have FTA, what we call free trade agreements. So, but unfortunately, so far, these FTAs, whatever, if we have any, they do not include the energy sector. They include, rice and wheat and all that, the classical things. So you are right that we have to revisit all over these things, economic, we have to include energies in there.
You and I have worked for the government. We know there is a compartmentalization.
Yes.
And there is an unseen, curtain.
Iron curtain.
And there is
barriers.
Communication barrier.
Yes.
So what is important is for all the departments to converge on one point, agree on one point,
joint policy.
And that depends at the level of the federal government and the provincial governments for that matter as well.
Yes.
So they bring people together, and we also change the way we work, by the way. Let me give an example of the United Nations. What happens? Every year, for example, I was in the OPCW, Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Every year there is a members conference. At the end of the conference, they produce one document, and that document is distributed to all the departments. And every department looks into the document and finds what is relevant to me. I'll pick up.
Sort of a policy guidelines for all the departments.
So, not policy, what they want to do. Forget about the policy. What they want to do. What I have to do, what you have to do. Everybody is competing with each other. No, this is my part. That is your part. Then I will say, look, I'm in this document, according to the document, I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 things. I need this much funding. I need this much human resource. And I know I have to deliver in 1 year period. Now, here what happens is you make a policy decision. It is dumped somewhere. The provincial government don't know. The chambers don't know. and even if they receive instructions, they don't have the capacity to do it. Everybody wants to do it by himself. There is no concept of consultants. There's no concept of
Yes, all these things are
facilitators
there.
for that
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. I tell you, I
Ah.
know we were there was a protocol signed between Pakistan and Russia back, I think, in 2021, 22 maybe. It was a sixth protocol. In that protocol, Russian government has very openly offered Pakistan to develop the oil and gas sector
Absolutely.
for Pakistan. And there's so many, I remember there are 5-6 different major items which Pakistan does not have, which includes your strategic energy reserves also, so the capacities. So it is already signed. But as you are saying, that document was signed by a ministry and the other ministry, they don't have anything on that. So this is what we are saying, that we have to now the things have already, or you can cat is out of the bag. So we know that the traditional energy sources are in a problem and may not be that good enough for future. So these things which we are showing Russia and Central Asia and Iran for, so we have to again I'm saying it, that we have to develop some policy framework, some guidelines or something, as you said, unified policy, coordinated unified policies of the concerned stakeholders. Not only the ministries, OMCs, the other private stakeholders, everybody, so that everybody should be knowing tomorrow what is going to come. We are working ad hoc. Now today we have one policy that on a daily basis you do, then on 15 days. So we should have something, some energy security where you call it. And then there comes also the energy diplomacy. So this is something which, what do you think if we, what all we have to, because we have to start from G to G, then it comes down.
Let me say this. In our part of the world, we give priority to politics.
Yes, unfortunately.
Give priority to economy. Give priority to your prosperity. Give priority to interaction. Give priority to promoting culture, for that matter. Public diplomacy, citizen diplomacy. Now there is something else, they call it sub-state diplomacy. Now, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, one Director General looking after Central Asia is not enough to take care of all these, multifarious issues.
That recently they have established.
Let there be a whatever name you want to give it. In Karachi, there is a sub-state diplomatic arrangement.
Yes.
In Lahore, there is a sub-state diplomatic arrangement, so is in Karachi. Let me see. Now, for example, in Peshawar, why can't Peshawar becomes a center of entrance from Central Asia to Pakistan? Your outpost, where you have a small diplomatic missions. I remember there was a time we were talking of converting Peshawar into a gateway into Central Asia. When you call it a gateway, it's not necessarily that you have to have at the border. In Peshawar you should have arrangements for all these things. Immigration, security, health, transportation, XYZ. No, we are talking of thousands of miles of transportation. In this country, there's not a single driver's training institution which prepares even the drivers for global activity.
Yes, now coming to this, we have a little short of time. This comes to the connectivity, the land connectivity thing.
Exactly.
Right? So we have, as we are saying, we have certain already established routes, land routes, which is roads and that. We have routes into Central Asia via Iran, the railway line and the road links. Both are there, even till Russia, because there is a train link from Russia to Tehran, direct link. So these links are already there. We have some small parts when it comes to Pakistan, as you said, that which is sort of weak or missing, like from Quetta to Taftan or Quetta to Zaidan link is there, but it has to be developed for international traffic. Similarly, between Afghanistan tomorrow, when it comes, so again we have to develop some rail link or something. With China, we have KKH road link, but we have to develop rail link, which we started working, and then I don't know why we stopped it from Havelian.
Let me say one word.
So this is the connectivity thing which we are saying for energy supply routes, which we were discussing. This is very important, that you must have alternate routes. Today Afghanistan is closed. You should be going. We should be going through China via Iran. Tomorrow, for example, so for some reason Iran is closed. We will still have an via north, which we went. So these things, what you were saying, that we have to train our drivers, obviously, and develop our trucking, you can say, sector also, because they have to also transport gas and oil bowsers and all that, and their drivers, and properly trained people who are bringing in. So that's, I think, we were.
Listen, there are certain things which are difficult to do.
Yes.
They are too big, or at a certain point in time, the environment may not be correct, may be right for it. So they can wait for a while, but don't stop working on other things which are doable.
Yes.
One thing I would say, adopt as a slogan, adopt as an article of faith, look west. You see, when you
West
are
and
divided,
northwest, because Central Asia is northwest.
whatever you call it, you see, when you are divided between the two, you want to look east, you want to look to India, you want to look to XYZ. No, let's decide it. In 47, you have abandoned looking east. Put a stop there. Look, as you say, northwest.
Yes.
Then create psychological, comfort zones. Then automatically things will happen. Focus on easy to do things. The other ones will come with the passage of time. Specifically, you are talking of energy sources. There is no shortage of energy. Iran is the potential. So is Russia, by the way, is a potential. Azerbaijan has some resources as well.
And most of the Central
Pakistan
Asian
is lucky. In the case of Pakistan, Saudi Arabia is there, UAE is there, Kuwait and Qatar, and everybody is there. This problem, what we are at the moment facing on the Strait of Hormuz, this is a temporary development, by the way.
But this has shown us our weakness, that we were not prepared. We never had any alternate plan or policy that if something happens there, where we are going to go, how we are going to tackle it. So that's where now we are stuck. So we do not have the links with Central Asia and Russia.
Listen, when you and I are today discussing, if we keep discussing over next 3 months, a lot of other media outlets, they also talk about it. The chambers of commerce, they talk about it.
So we have only
a
1
day
minute.
would come. We are finishing. A day would come when the government would understand they have to have a strategic reserves.
Yes.
You see, not only in one place, but a number of places. Why don't you ask your refineries to have 30 days special reserves?
So internationally, it is 90 days minimum.
I mean, jo bhi hoga. There are so many ways to do it. More than one ways to do it. But what is important is, don't just depend on the civil servants. Don't depend on the bureaucracy.
You mean that private stakeholders should also be brought into the whole thing, whole picture?
Sir, look at Elon Musk.
Yes.
One private company has done miracles. AI is developed by the universities.
So we are now.
Yes, we are coming to this one.
And
please ask your universities, ask your chambers, ask your associations, ask your business community to focus on it and monitor.
Sir,
with this one, I think I will again, the last word is look northwest.
Okay.
That should be your article of faith.
Thank you very much, Uwais. Thank you very much, viewers. You have heard our discussion. It was maybe you can find something which are not relevant or something which is relevant, but I think everything was relevant, because when you are talking of economic cooperation, and the energy security, energy cooperation, all these things do play a role. They are not that you can do something separately in isolation. So once again, thank you very much. So we'll be again back after a week. Thank you very much for watching us and being with us.